Welcome back to Hiking with Kathleen. You never know what you're going to see when you're on your way to a hike. So I'm just grateful that I had my good camera ready to go, and you could see I was being courted by a male wild turkey. Anyway, hope you join me on today's hike. I'm observing the habitat that has been established for the bluebird population, and was lucky enough to be able to video a male who was positioned at the top of a tree, and then I saw the nest that he flew to, and that's the nest box in which the female would be incubating her eggs right now. The bluebirds and other songbirds are very active right now on this early, nice, warm morning. It's spring has definitely sprung, and the temperatures right now are sitting about 8 degrees Celsius, and crazily it's going up to about 30 degrees Celsius today by the afternoon, and then it's going right back down to 0. So spring in Ontario in late April. Due to the rolling terrain, there are a lot of hiding spots for animals like that white-tailed deer that was watching me. They just know to look over the crest and disappear on the other side if they feel threatened, and that deer's not here anymore. So we're going to have a chance to check out a hognose snake. The cool thing about them is they behave as though they're a cobra. They're not. They flatten their rib vertebrae, and that is what they do in order to give the impression they're fearsome. just looking at part of a tree trunk that is dead, and just seeing this interesting looking fungus. I don't know what it is, but I think it's interesting. I'm just walking past probably a family group of white-tailed deer. They're pretty accustomed to people. They're just lying down right there in front of me. There's about 4 of them, so it could be a couple of does that are sisters with a couple of their fawns. That might be the kind of makeup of that group. One of them laid down while watching me, so it wasn't too concerned. But it just goes to show, when you're out on your hikes and you're really quiet, animals don't feel threatened. It's not far away from where I saw the owl. That female owl is quite skittish. I've seen that nest once before. Got another deer looking at me from across the field here. But she didn't fly away this time. She did the last time I was here, and when I captured her owlet, apparently there are 2. I only saw 1. Anyway, it's kind of cool. I'm going to have a look at this deer. I'd like to get a buck during the off season. Oh, there's another one over there. They like the open area. They have a better advantage of reaching food and also seeing predators. That second herd of deer that I saw, not far from the first one, those are bucks. And you can tell because they have a little bit of a nub of an antler with velvet nourishing it. Deer go through, and relatives of deer go through, an energy-consuming process to grow those very respectable, impressive-looking antlers, which are made of bone, and they grow them all summer long, and then in the early fall, that velvet starts to loosen, and that's something that they rub off on young trees that have give to them, and then they end up with the bare antlers that are just those bony structures on their head, and that gives the signal to the doe about his health status and his status within the herd. So they start that process all over again. They only lose the antlers in March, and then they start the process all over again, and you can see the buds have already started to sprout from their head, and here it is just 1 month after having dropped the antlers. So, but they don't require the same muscles and things like that to carry around those growing structures. So their muscles in their neck atrophy a little bit, and then they start growing again when the antlers are growing too and gaining weight. Anyway, these guys are obviously quite accustomed to humans, because they're just grazing not too far away from me. They're not supposed to be that comfortable. This young buck is throwing caution to the wind. And that's too bad, because that sets it up to allow itself to be too close to danger, whether it's neighborhoods and therefore vehicles, farmers' fields, therefore hunters. Thanks for your time and watching Hiking with Kathleen. Hope to see you next Tuesday. If you enjoyed this video, please click like. If you'd like to see more content like this, leave me a comment. Let me know what you really liked. Also consider subscribing so that you won't miss any future uploads every Tuesday morning. Bye for now.